Barry, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's the
opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, but something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression, something that he's
After confidently announcing across digital social platforms that he had just bought 62 different buildings located in Manhattan, a claim clearly meant to show off his personal money and his skills as a property market investor, the situation very quickly started to spin way out of control. Those buildings, as it was later found out, were not legally listed under his name, and once that lie was exposed, the FBI began carefully looking through his wider history of investment records, eventually putting holds on other financial properties and bank accounts thought to be directly tied to him.
To making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him differently.
Right now, those financial assets, reportedly said to be worth over $600 million, have been locked. They can't be traded, moved, or even touched until the ongoing investigation proves whether or not Floyd legally owns them. What kicked off this whole situation was Floyd's personal choice to share this supposed purchase online. He posted several different video clips proudly showing the buildings and saying he had finished a huge real estate deal in Manhattan. His look seemed confident, even a little cocky, and the videos were clearly made to grab and impress his followers. Public reactions came in fast.
Lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings, all belong.
Fans right away flooded the comment sections, news outlets wrote up their stories. And the size and boldness of the claim drew interest way outside the usual boxing crowd. But once government officials started digging into the records of property ownership, the truth became impossible to ignore. None of the listed buildings were ever registered under Mayweather's actual legal name.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
That discovery didn't just hurt his personal reputation. It started a bigger chain of problems. Federal agents who already knew about his many financial claims over the years took this as a new reason to dig deeper. They looked through his past financial records and started freezing more assets that were connected in any way to him. And right now, nothing can be moved until a full and deep audit is done. What makes this more serious is that Floyd himself has said in earlier interviews that real estate has taken over boxing as his main way of making money since officially stepping away from the pro fighting world. So if those accounts stay frozen, that whole income source disappears, at least for now. And with a lifestyle that needs constant luxury spending, that's no small problem to deal with.
How in 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid, and if that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though.
To make things even messier, this money trouble hit just when Floyd was getting ready to make one of his biggest and boldest moves yet, a $700 million plan to buy a stake in the NFL's New York Giants team. He wasn't doing it alone, he had teamed up with property investor Mir Orbach. The two had been planning to lead a group bid together to buy a 10% piece of the team. The Giants, with a value over $7.5 billion, are one of the league's most historic and well-known teams. It could have been a huge deal, one that had Floyd even sending $200 million into a secure account to show his commitment and how serious he was about the investment.
Understood. And he just want to be treated fair. And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal if they sign AB, and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out to us.
That whole plan, though, now looks like it's in real trouble. Not only is Floyd's money reputation being questioned, but his business partner Mir Orbach has been mostly out of sight the past few days. When reporters reached out for a statement, he gave a vague answer, saying only that he and his team are always looking at different business chances, including owning sports teams, and wouldn't give any more clear or detailed info. Normally, that kind of answer wouldn't raise eyebrows, but with everything going on, it's being seen as a possible sign that something behind the scenes might not be adding up.
It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Because if you don't know, the true owner is Black Spruce Management. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake and likely through a financial vehicle with
Naturally, that's led to more unanswered questions. Why hasn't Orbach just said, if Floyd is still part of the ownership deal, why is there so much hesitation to speak out and give details if everything is being done honestly? For now, nobody really knows the answer, but as the silence drags on, the whole thing is starting to look more and more sketchy.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in New York.
Floyd's money-related situation, months before, during an interview, he said, I don't think he actually has the kind of money he always says he does. I'm not saying he's broke, but based on how much he spends and how often he does exhibitions, it really makes you wonder. Back then, those comments got a lot of attention. Floyd laughed them off when shown the clip, replying with a quick joke. Hearn always has something slick to say. But now Hearn's words seem a lot more based in financial reality.
And they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending.
Others in the boxing world have said the same. Fight analyst Rick Glazer posted that even though it's hard to believe Mayweather's really having money problems, the rumors are coming from very trusted people in the industry. He called the whole situation deeply rooted, saying this isn't just some mixed-up rumor or PR mistake, but a serious issue that could get worse fast. And just when things couldn't look any more crazy or dramatic, Floyd dropped a new promo video online, this time pushing a crypto project called SIEZED, based in Thailand. In the clip, he asked his fans to invest in the digital coin, offering several bonuses, like a private video chat with him and the coin's founder, a $100 cashback if they put in at least $20, and even one of his WBC belts. The wildest part? He offered a one-on-one training session with him as a special prize for one lucky fan.
What everybody's doing, and I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed, and
If cryptocurrency is the new wave, you know what?
That kind of giveaway from someone who usually doesn't hand out stuff raised suspicions right away. Why would Mayweather tie himself so closely to a coin that almost nobody had even heard of? And why throw in so many extras, especially ones tied to big cash amounts? To a lot of people, it felt like a last-minute move to grab cash fast, and with everything going on, those guesses don't seem crazy or over the top. When you take a step back and look at the big picture, it's pretty clear this isn't just about a random lie posted on Instagram. It's a string of sketchy moves, warning signs with money, and a constant lack of honesty. Floyd is still showing off in public, still wearing designer clothes, still talking like the money will never run out, but behind the scenes, the foundation looks more and more shaky.
Doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Floyd, are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just...
There's a real chance that even more of his stuff could get taken by the feds, more deals might fall apart, and more of his past public claims could be called out or proven fake. Just recently, workers at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness in Los Angeles walked off the job after not getting paid for weeks. They didn't just leave quietly, they held a loud protest outside the gym, with big signs and loud mics. One sign said, "The money team has no money." Another said, "Hard work, dedication," and then, what? Some went even further, labor abuse and modern-day slavery. These weren't just loud words, they were signs held by workers who truly felt they had reached their breaking point.
No pay! Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work? Dedication! No pay! Money Mayweather where? I don't see you.
Brett won't wait.
Interview 1057-211:27. According to the Daily Mail, a lot of workers said they hadn't been paid in several weeks. This includes trainers, front desk staff, and managers. No money. No answers from the company. Some even said they were scared about what might happen if they spoke up, but took the risk anyway since they'd felt silenced for a long time. One outspoken worker put it like this: even if you work for another business and you're not getting paid, you're scared to show up and speak up because you know how companies work. They shut you down, then fire you, because everything's at will for them.
Paid late. It has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
Mayweather's gym turned into just another example of that truth, except this one had Floyd's name on it. Interview 1208-1232, another worker added, "We're out here, letting people know they haven't treated us right." The group said they'd tried many times to raise the issue inside the company, but were ignored or brushed aside. Some even said managers told them not to say anything to Floyd if he came by.
The brand, just given the name, but the more and more that I've been here since the beginning of 2024, just seeing the treatment of the staff has just really broken my heart. And also too, for all of the staff, I've offered discounted adjustments to $20. And having staff members tell me they can't afford to pay $20 for an adjustment because they're not getting paid just really took me back to say, wow, what's going on here? Still coming in every Monday, still adjusting the staff to make sure that they felt okay, they felt regulated, that their systems didn't feel...
Internal updates show that the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness location in Los Angeles might completely close. This isn't a quick protest. The team already sees it as the end. Gear hasn't been touched, classes are canceled, and a lot of members have been told not to renew their memberships. Until there's a real update. Samria Balden, a lead manager at the gym, said she had trusted the brand when she joined. She talked about how things fell apart. I started back in September 2023, and right on day one, staff weren't getting paid. Since then, I've always been worried, but thought I could help fix it. I was fed lies from day one, she said. We've lost everything. I've personally lost a lot, not getting paid or getting paid late. It's ruined my financial life. This whole thing crushed my stability.
A lot, and being who I am a protector, and I protect my team, and I've tried to protect their employment, and unfortunately now there's nothing for me to lose. We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life.
Interview 1423-1449. Another trainer from the gym explained how the stress went beyond money. Honestly, it's been heartbreaking. We haven't gotten proper pay. It wears you down mentally. My spouse ended up in the hospital from stress and anxiety tied to this job. It's a mix of painful stuff. It hurts emotionally, and it sucks having to go through this while working for such a big name brand. The truth is, we still haven't been paid.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Frank. I was a coach here at Mayweather Boxing Fitness Hollywood, and honestly, it's been disheartening to go through everything we've been going through. We haven't been getting paid fairly. It messes with your mental health. We had to rely on a member that worked at Chick-fil-A that granted us some free Chick-fil-A cards, so we're all eating unhealthy meals to the point where we can't even go home and get some fresh fruit. We're not able to literally pay for our bills. The debt, it accumulated to the point where it messed with the mental health.
Floyd Mayweather hasn't said anything about the walkout, the pay issues, or the gym maybe shutting down. But his silence is getting louder, especially since just a few weeks ago, he bragged online about owning over $1 billion in real estate and showed off flashy purchases for workers struggling to cover bills. The contrast doesn't just feel disrespectful, it hits like a slap in the face. More people are starting to question how Mayweather's business world is really run. Some insiders said there's confusion over who handles payroll. Some say it's a franchise issue, not Floyd's personal failure. Others say if his name's on the building, the responsibility is his. And now the backlash is spreading beyond just this one gym.
Warren Buffett, that's in his 80s or 90s, that can still make a ton of money. The Waltons that own Walmart. Bill Gates can still make computers. But soon as someone black, when my career is over as far as me in a combat sport, as far as boxing, whatever, if I'm promoting on social media or I'm doing exhibitions like, oh man, he's broke. No, it's not a crime for them to make money. They don't say anything about the guys that's...
Amir Khan spoke up recently in an interview and didn't hold back. It's sad, but hey, karma's a witch, he said. The thing is, look how full of himself he was. He's throwing money around. You can't show off money like that while so many people are broke. And if he's tossing bills in strip clubs, Khan's opinion shows something people in boxing have quietly said for years. Floyd Mayweather built his image around wealth. His nickname wasn't just branding, he lived it. The Mayweather image was always about excess, private jets, diamonds, bags full of cash, and bills tossed in clubs.
Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
So when protest signs accuse him of modern-day worker abuse at his own gym, it hits different. Even if Floyd doesn't run the LA gym himself, the fallout still comes back to him. His brand is who he is. If people aren't getting paid under the Mayweather name, word spreads fast, especially after Floyd himself said his money now comes from smart investments and ownership. What's worrying here goes way beyond one gym. If things are this broken here, what about the rest? Franchises often face lawsuits when things fall apart. If more workers speak up or other gyms make headlines. This could blow up way bigger than just one.
Watch. Look at my fucking jet. Look at my house. Look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the.
Meanwhile, gym members are left hanging. People who already paid for the year now want refunds. Others aren't sure if their next workouts will happen. No official statement from management, no press release, just silence. This could blow up if lawsuits follow. Some workers are said to be talking to lawyers. They want to know if Floyd can be personally sued or if it's only about the franchise. Depending on who owns the specific business license for this location, it could get messy fast.
Check this out. Carbon fiber. Come check it out, y'all.
It's important to point out how all of this lines up with earlier stories about Floyd's real estate claims, now that the FBI's involved and some of his assets are frozen. The pressure keeps growing. When a whole empire starts shaking, every little flaw gets bigger. The protests outside the gym aren't just a problem, they're a warning. Another big issue is how future partners and backers will look at the Mayweather brand. His gym chain is spread across the US, all tied to a name that used to mean money, power, and trust. If LA falls apart and this goes viral, new gym deals might fall through. Investors might back out. Growth could stop.
Money Man is back. I'm here in New York City with the one and only Benny the Jeweler. Benny, tell the people what you sold me today.
See what's going on. We got the Eye of the Tiger factory on a full pave bracelet.
And tell the people about this.
What comes next probably depends on if Floyd speaks up, if he addresses his staff, pays back wages, and takes accountability for his actions and lies. He might change people's minds, but if he stays quiet, this might turn into court cases and headline news. So far, no response, no reaction, no confirmation about payroll, no statement, just silence and a crisis that keeps growing daily. And everything seems to point to one thing: Floyd's finances are cracking, and it might get worse. What do you think? Let us know below, and hit subscribe to stay updated.